the Cleveland Browns, I would say, pulled an upset last weekend. All right, by beating the Packers. All right, 13-10. They were down 10-0, scored all 13 points in the last 3 minutes and 38 seconds, I believe. Now they're trying to do it again. You and I talked yesterday about how real this challenge is for the Lions. Their defense is really good. John Morton said this earlier this week. He said, the Browns haven't seen a run game like ours yet. We stick with it. He's right about that.
Yeah.
Okay? Because they do stick with it. They don't give up on it unless you are trailing. If you're playing from behind, and that's what happened with them in Green Bay.
Yeah.
They were trailing. They had to make up some ground, so on and so forth. I don't think Cleveland has the offense to run away from Detroit unless the Lions help them with some gifts, okay? But Jim Schwartz then turned around and said this, Lions haven't seen a defense like ours. We've got that sound from Jim Schwartz. Let's hear it, and then Braylon will comment about this little bulletin board material, if you will.
You got a little back and forth, man. I'm fired up.
A little bit.
I mean, we faced some good running offenses. I mean, Green Bay was running the ball really well, so was Baltimore. Cincinnati is more of a passing offense. So, it's one of the major things we have to do is stop the run. Two different running backs. You got to protect your edges. You got to defend all 53 in the third, particularly with Gibbs. And then there's a lot of passes that are just extension of the run game, a lot of screen game, a lot of quicks. Even the checkdowns are sort of an extension of the run game. So our ability to play run defense, our ability to tackle in the open field, that's a major part of this game plan going forward.
It's an underrated part of football. I mean,
the back and forth.
Well, no. I think the Browns' ability to tackle, they're good tacklers.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what the Lions were last year and a year prior to that.
Mm-hmm.
He's right. This defense is really good. They do some things well. They herald Derrick Henry, who coming into the game had 178 the game before that against the Buffalo Bills. I disagree about Josh Jacobs running the ball well. I think he ran the ball decent on us at the end. Like a run or two that kind of changed the trajectory of his stats. He really run the ball well on the Detroit Lions. So
You don't think that's misleading? Because the Packers defensively kind of dismantled us that first week.
Well, yeah, but they couldn't run the ball. Like when they ran the ball, it literally was like the last 6 minutes of the game when they were icing it.
I think they only had like 260 yards of offense.
Total.
Yeah.
There was nothing special there. The Lions just weren't who they usually are.
Yeah, man, I see Michael Ware just sent in his $5 super chat. He said,
shout out.
And thank you for the super chat as well. He says he believes the Browns exposed the Packers for what they really are, but he believes that the Lions will show the league again that we're him.
The thing, and he brought it up, and he talked about more focus on Gibbs. That might be a mistake, but it's the Lions have success in the run game because they have the dynamic duo in the backfield. Mm-hmm. It's because they have two different style runners. It has, and the thing about it is both runners can do both things or all things.
That's right.
And Jahmyr Gibbs can do to a certain extent what Dave Montgomery do, and vice versa. Obviously, Jahmyr doesn't run as hard as Dave Montgomery, and Dave Montgomery's not as fast and as good out the backfield in terms of catching the ball. But they have similar packages, so you don't know where they're going to go. I think their defense is really good up front, and we'll see. But when Johnny Morton says we stick with it, that means they're going to stay the course. Because they know that you can't score points, so they know it's not going to be a track meet. They are going to keep running the ball and keep doing things, keep creating some opportunities until they break you, until they crack you, because all it takes is one play. And when you have it, go ahead.
I'm sorry. So somebody in the chat said this. They said the Browns haven't seen an offensive line like the Lions.
I don't know.
I would be careful.
Yeah.
Right, cautious.
I would be careful and cautious with that comment because
I would too.
They've had a good 2 weeks.
Because
they got to keep it going.
Yeah, 100%. Because the Baltimore Ravens defensive line was not at full strength, and I'm not taking anything away from the performance. Yeah. Mm-hmm. They were not at full speed because the two guys that weren't there were all pro.
Yeah.
And then when they played against the Bears, that Bears defensive line missed some guys as well. Really good job.
Green Bay's offensive line gave Jordan Love all kinds of time against
100%.
Detroit. So
this defensive line is like you're seeing numbers that haven't seen before. This is one of those ones where you're like, this could be special if it keeps going.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
looking at that.
The only thing I would add to that is that it's not just the offensive line, and I understand why that's the obvious answer here. But when Detroit, when they go 12 personnel, when they have two tight ends in there. those are good blocking tight ends. And the other thing is that what's impressed us, I say us as collectively, is that Detroit does such a good job of blocking with their backs. Their running backs, and you showed it on a Braylon's breakdown last week. You showed Jahmyr Gibbs how he squares his body and how he was blocking one of the Chicago Bears defenders coming in on a blitz. It was a beautiful breakdown, and it's something that I know they take a lot of pride in. So I think that might make a little bit more of a difference for the Lions, in addition to what somebody said in the chat.
I think also it's the physicality. Like the Cleveland Browns, this is what could have been said by Johnny Moore. Cleveland Browns, yes, they've done an amazing job in the defensive line. The defense has been really good. They felt all teams under, well, with the exception of the Ravens in the fourth quarter. But they haven't seen a team as physical. Because say what you want to about the Baltimore Ravens, what we thought about them and what they were in the past, they are not now.
Yeah.
They're not as physical as the Detroit Lions, and we saw that on full display. You look at their game, the Browns, the Packers. That offense is not as physical as the Detroit Lions offense is going to be. Everybody in every level for the Lions is a blocker and wants to smoke and wants to contact. So I think when you see, they'll wear the Browns down. The Browns will start off good. The Browns may even force the Lions to a 3-and-out. Like, don't panic.
Yeah.
That Browns defensive line is that real. Myles Garrett, the most impactful player in the NFL.
Mason Graham's really good.
Mason Graham's damn good too.
Shout out.
And then the secondary has been real good for them as well. They're a really good defense. But the problem is, can you be that defense for the whole first quarter, the whole second quarter, the whole third quarter, the whole fourth quarter, and every time that the Lions get the ball, and eventually they're going to crack.
And do it in quick turnarounds.
100%.
Because we think, collectively again, that the Lions are going to stop the Browns. They're going to have 3-and-outs. So that defense, as good as it is, it's going to go right back out there on that Ford Field turf, because the Lions defense is going to make sure Joe Flacco and company don't have elongated drives. What Detroit did against Baltimore was perfect.
Yeah.
Cleveland is probably thinking the same thing. How do we keep that incredibly gifted offense off the field? We do it by possessing the ball. Cleveland doesn't have that capability, in my mind.
Yeah, and you got to run the football to do that. You think Quinshon Judkins or Jerome Ford is beating this Lions?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of things that have surprised me so far this year.
Keep an eye on Njoku as well as Cedric Tillman, because that'd be where they'll try to win for Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco's not new. He's not new to this. He understands matchups. He understands what they don't have and where it's going to come from. Look for Cedric Tillman, who will be matched up against, you guessed it, Terrion Arnold, and then look for David Njoku, who will be in the middle of the field, who's had some success in games like this. Outside of that, I don't know where they're going to get the offense from.
I think it'll be interesting to see how much Terrion Arnold plays, because Amik Robertson's going to get more time this week. We heard that. He got more time last week. So that's
look for the second DB and Cedric Tillman.
Okay. Yeah. If I gave you 24 points right now, would you take it? If I gave you
Yeah. It won't take more than that.
Yeah. Okay.
It's gonna take
17.
Yeah, I'd say 18.
18.
Because in some bizarre world, I can see Joe Flacco finding 17 points. I'm not saying it's gonna happen, but I'm saying I could see it in a bizarre world. 18 will be the number. So you give me 24, 100.
Well, the reason I say that is because it is a defense. I mean, they get after the quarterback. They've got 11 sacks. That's third most, I believe, in the NFL. They have been very good against the run.
Who's first?
Who's first in sacks?
Yeah.
I know Trey Hendrickson was leading for a while.
Oh, no, I'm talking
I
teams?
think
You mean defenses, yeah.
Lions have 11.
In 2 weeks, they have 11.
The Browns have is ranked third overall in sacks. I'll have to look that up. It might be the Chargers.
Lions
it might be the LA Chargers. We'll have to look at that. We are going to make our picks, and we'll do that when we come back. All right. There's a lot of people in the chat ready for those picks. Somebody wrote this. Let's see, KMG King. Browns can't score, so we can run all day. We don't need to score as many points to win as 20 or maybe even 17 to get it done. Right, but it doesn't take much for a defense. If that defense is getting after Jared Goff, and it's proven that it can, and it's stopping your run early, sometimes when it forces you into a passing situation and they're pinning their ears back and you're playing nickel, there are opportunities for interceptions. There are opportunities for turnovers.
Here's how you nullify a good defense. One, you got to score early. They got to go up on this team. Now, that's not rocket science. It's not something I know because I'm a player. You guys know it as well. But that's what it is. They got to score fast. You put 10 up. You put 10 up first two possessions, and now the Browns have to, and then you come back. Here's the 7. You force the Browns, who can't score, to pass the whole game, and a lot of 3-and-outs, a lot of turnovers, a lot of interceptions, a lot of bad field position for the Cleveland Browns. You got to take their ability to play good defense out of the equation. If you keep them on their heels on offense to where now they're chasing the Lions, ain't too many teams in the league that can chase the Lions offensively, so that will help them out tremendously. Get out early.